I have been a fan of Quantic Dream since 1999 when they released their first game, Omicron: The Nomad Soul. Even though that game was quite different, and honestly their worst game to date, it laid down the groundwork for what would eventually become their trademark structure. Indigo Prophecy, Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls would be released in the years to come, and those games focused primarily on the story and creating the best looking game possible. None of those games were perfect, but they were certainly very memorable experiences. Today we will be talking about Detroit: Become Human, Quantic Dream's newest game. There's been a lot of hype around this game, so will it be another top game in their lineup? Well, I'm gonna play it and let you know if I think Detroit: Become Human is worth it. Similar to other games by Quantic Dreams, Detroit is a story-heavy adventure game similar to a Telltale game. In the game, you play as one of three characters: Kara, the runaway maid, Marcus, the leader of the android revolution, or Connor, the robot detective. The overall story of Detroit: Become Human is that the androids basically all gain consciousness. Each one of the particular characters has their own goal, but it all revolves around that main central topic. I don't want to give too much away as the story is very intense, but you get the idea. Even though every character has their own unique story and path, they all play very similarly. You scan around for clues and you make story choices. There are a different variety of small areas where you can walk around and explore, but most of the game is about gathering information and making choices. There are a few quick time events where you have to press a button quickly to win a fight, but that's the extent of the action. You won't ever directly fight or shoot anyone in this game. But what this game lacks in action, it more than makes up for in story. There are so many different paths and choices that can be made in the game that honestly, after playing through it twice, I still feel I need to play it at least one more time to get the most out of the game. The game does a good job of letting you know where different choices could be made through their grid system. The graphics in this game are also amazing, and that combined with the music and amazing dialogue make for some really intense scenes.
Listen, I know it's not your fault. These emotions you're feeling are just errors in your software.
No, it's not my fault. I never wanted this. I love them, you know?
Some of the times I was so on edge because I wasn't sure what choice to make because of the consequences it would lead to. This is because the game really makes you care about your characters and puts a lot of weight behind each decision you make. And the game does a good job of making you feel like you earned each decision. Say you see a photograph of somebody in the game, you can then bring it up in a conversation which could lead to a different outcome. This is just one example of how small choices can make big differences in the overall story. Detroit: Become Human is a very different game, and I would compare it more to a movie than a game. You can beat the game in about 8 to 10 hours depending on the pace that you played it, but like I said, you have to play it at least twice to really get the most out of the story. Due to the intense story, the awesome replayability factor, and the overall fun I had playing this game, I'm gonna have to say that Detroit: Become Human is definitely worth it. So what did you guys think about Detroit: Become Human? Do you think the story makes up for the lack of gameplay? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you like our content, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share our content as it is the best way to help out the channel. This was Steven from Team Blur, and I'll see you next time.